Hi everyone, and welcome to our beautiful baby girl video kit release. This collection you are going to love. Mary Fran has really gone overboard in this collection in terms of the beauty and the grace and the elegance that this kit embodies. This kit was really inspired by doing a full baby album or a mini album, and it's made for the parents. It's very, very pretty. It's unlike any other baby kit that we do have in our store. It doesn't have the more cute, like babyish critters or stuffies or things like that. This is all about pretty, and we think you're gonna love it. Now, the one difference is in the bundled collection, because Mary Fran was so inspired with this collection, is you get the FQB, our 2 paper pack, our alpha, our solids, but you get 2 little bits. So I'm gonna go through those when we go through this whole entire video, but there is 2 little bits that are included in the bundle. So you're gonna see just how much stuff there really is in here and how easy this is gonna be to create with because of its beauty. So again, you will save 20% purchasing the bundled collection versus buying each item individually. So still that same deal is intact. All right, so let's get in and see exactly what is in this collection. So it starts out with month milestone cards. So each month, Mary Fran has left these purposely blank so that you can fill in the date that you actually did it and what that month was. But the month's milestones and special memories. We do have a milestones kit, in case you're new to us, that does have more things that are already included, where it's like my first bath or my first haircut or things like that. These ones Mary Fran has decided to leave as you can see, for each of the months they are the same. But then that way, that allows you, or possibly the recipient of the album, to write in those specific milestones, because maybe the milestone to them might be something different than what our idea was. So we want to make sure that you have the ability in order to record it and for this to be as custom and as really meant for that person and that baby as possible. So that was the point behind that. Here are the baby's shoes, and this is where it starts off, where I talk about the pretty. Look at the lace on here, the damask on the shoe, the flower, and there is left and right, and there is them in pink as well. You're gonna see this throughout, where, like I was talking about, look at how pretty it is. This is for the mom, the dad, the grandparents, whatever. This is for the people and not necessarily made, in essence, for the baby, if you know what I'm saying. It comes from the perspective of the parents. So, welcome home, baby girl. This is called a baby title. That is the name of the element, meaning it would be ideal for your cover. That was kind of the design behind it, is to welcome them home and for this to be an easy cover piece for you. The background papers, again, here you are immediately seeing how pretty things are in here. The beautiful florals, the lace, the soft colors, everything that with it. There it is in the greens. There it is in a damask pattern. So you see this, as I was saying earlier, you see this coming through in how pretty everything is in here. There is an immeasurable amount of background papers and embellishments that you're going to see as we scroll through here. Here is a little bit of a gray tone. So if you wanted something that was a little more muted, that gray tone you're going to see kind of come throughout. That was one of the tones that Mary Fran chose to work with in this collection, and it turned out beautifully. It was a great complementary color to utilize in here. So again, you look at the very, very intricate patterns. This looks like something that would be, a very elegant kit that you could use for adults. But of course, it has the baby theme to it. And again, you're going to see that come through in everything that goes in here. You do have a few of these, like in the plaid, in the gingham here, that you are going to have, so that it still has that baby appeal to it. It doesn't look like it was made for somebody who is, hey, happy anniversary, you're 40. It certainly, we don't want to go fully that way. We want it to still have that baby appeal. But like I said before, it is very pretty. And here is a stationery. Again, the stationery background papers give you so many creative opportunities, whether you're doing cards, layouts, mini albums, whatever it is, in that you have a portion of it that's already done for you and really well embellished. Then you have these other areas which are great for photos, journaling areas, whatever it may be, main elements. If you were doing a card and you were just cutting a portion of this off, you're only using, say, 2/3 of this, you can see how easily and quickly you can put together something because it's already, like, you know, mostly complete for you. You now just customize it with the additional embellishments that are included in the collection, whether that be from the Little Bits or the FQB, and really personalize it. And look at how gorgeous these words background papers are. These were some of the ones that I really loved. Imagine having that in the very, very background so that you see the writing and it looks like it's handwritten to the baby. And it does talk about it. Dear little one, this is only the beginning of many years full of love, joy, and wonder. So it is just a real love letter to your baby, right? The bibs, again, done in lace. Same thing with the scalloped borders, the bows. Here we are into the elements and in seeing how many of these, again, beautiful, beautiful items. So you're also going to see within this, for, like, you know, the creativity, it doesn't even have to just be baby. Obviously, you have to stay away from anything that says baby in it, but why couldn't this be a sympathy? You could make a sympathy card, or you could, you know, there's so many other things you could do with this. Look at this doily circle. To have a photo placed in there, why couldn't this be utilized for something else? There is a lot of creative avenues here. Look at the beauty of this with the roses in here. And again, within the here, you could have another background paper and just use it as an embellishment. You could have a photo in here. You could have main elements in here. Again, lots of creative opportunities here. The flower clusters obviously come to you fully done, so all you can do is place them in there. There's the flower cluster in a corner. So whether you're using that in a photo, a frame, you're customizing your own background paper, whatever you're doing, you have so many options here. And there is the floral wreath without the doily in behind. You know, you can utilize that just as a main element. And here's frames. Again, when covered in the florals like this, how pretty is that? It is just a gorgeous, gorgeous kit. The colors, the patterns that Mary Fran chose and created, you know, you really have everything. This is a 12-month photo frame. So again, how awesome is this? What if you took this, put in those 12 months after the baby was for the first birthday or something like that, and you further embellish this, put it in a frame, used it as a slimline card for its front. You know, again, so many options for this, but beautiful, beautiful idea. Hello World, and this is the World card. So again, my name is and date, time, weight, all the proud parents things for the day of birth. Journal cards that are, again, fully done for you. Some journal labels that give you lots of interesting shapes and areas to journal on. Left blank for you. We really, when it comes to the baby stuff, it is so personal and there is so much to say. Mary Fran wanted to leave you lots of blank areas because you are going to want to customize and personalize this exactly the way you see this. So we don't want to have too much in there. There is some phrases that are easy pop-ins, the generic, hey, welcome home, my first smile. Those ones that obviously the doctor's visit, you know, slept through the night, rolled over. Those are the common ones that you're probably going to use as well. So those are easy to pop in, and they really make for a great highlight. Obviously, when you pop them onto a page, they draw your eye in, so it gives you the immediate theme right away, rather than you having to create that yourself or just personalize it with pens. But in case English is not your primary language, or you had something else you wanted to say, we do have the blanks in here as well. Cute little onesie, and photo corners. Obviously, with a baby, there's going to be lots of photos, lots of things, but don't hesitate to use them as just bordering your background papers. If you're creating a card, you're creating a journal, whatever it is, you can utilize those in many other ways than just placing them on the corner of photos. And again, done in several styles so that way you have many options depending on how you chose to create with it. A beautiful and sweet pram. Some ribbons to add in a little extra color, a little extra texture and pattern. Easy to pop in again to those dead spots in order to create a little bit of zip and life. The rocking horse covered in that damask pattern again to give it the elegance rather than the more cute version. simple single rosebud, the scallop borders, again, beautiful square element tags that are full design elements all by themselves, whether you want to use them to say something or you just want to pop them in because they're generically phrased and they just add such beauty and texture and appeal. There is so many options with these. And also the tabs at the end. So again, these are great embellishments, but you can also use them. They are large enough that you could pop a photo onto them, use them for tuck-in items in both photo albums and mini albums, so that way a photo could go on the back, this could be journaling on the front, or the reverse of that. That is certainly an option with these as well. And today for the first time, So there's one single today card which can be used over and over again in a couple of different colors, but that is for any large moment in the life. You can utilize those again and again and again, and it's great because they will all coordinate, they will all match, which is kind of the point when we're doing such a large piece for someone or for yourselves. So that is just the FQB, a large amount of stuff in there. In the regular little bits, which is the common fully clustered elements, here you go again. These belly bands, again, you can write on the face of them. When you're placing them into your albums, you can glue down just the ends, and then that way you can slide something in behind that. Maybe it's one of those today cards I was just referring to. Maybe it's a photo. It's so many different things. So when you're doing albums, you can do that. But when you're using them in cards, you'll see how in our card making idea at the end, how I chose to use it. And they're very, very great to use in those as well. Photo clustered elements, again, fully put together elements like you're used to seeing in Lil Bits, where they're easy to pop in. They add such life, such easy design elements that Mary Fran has already created for you. So there is that floral wreath with the doily that I was mentioning to you earlier that isn't just for photos. Look at how Mary Fran chose to embellish it for you with a great saying in there. But there it is in blanks. So again, don't hesitate and don't forget, they're not only for photos. We don't want to pigeonhole things into one thing. Open up our creative minds there and really utilize them in such different fashions. So this Lil Bits, as I mentioned earlier, there are 2 in here. These are the digital stamps that come with it. There are 2 Lil Bits that come in the bundled, or you can purchase them individually, obviously. And this first one is exactly what you're normally used to in Lil Bits. There are fully finished items so that you can quickly do things. The second one is the Milestone Months. So look at how elaborately designed these month clusters are. But as each happen, there's so much that happens in a month. You want little sections for 1 month old, 2 months old, and so on and so forth. Here they are, so incredibly well adorned that they had to have their own pack. Obviously, for some of you, you may not want those, and that's the reason Mary Fran has split them out, is you may be going a different direction where you're not doing a full calendar year for that baby's first year, and that's fine, obviously. But for those of you that are, here they are, all put together in a Lil Bits, in its separate pack, amazingly done, as I'm sure you can attest to now that you've had a chance to see them. They are fabulous and so useful. I'm sure you're going to want this pack as well. Here's the phrase tags in blank. Again, very elaborately designed, but blank for you because, again, we recognize that we didn't have the exact phrase possibly that you want, or many of you don't have English as your primary language. We recognize that we have many customers from around the world, and we want to give you that option in order to place those poignant phrases in yourself. The Baby Girl 2, the beautiful Baby Girl 2, again, filled with background papers, which you will see the same pattern, but not in these colors. These are not duplicates anywhere. These are different colored. So then that way you have coordinates for all of the items that you're creating, but you don't have the exact identicals. Obviously, we want things to look different and to design things differently, but we want them to match and coordinate and flow. And that's the reason for the 2 paper pack. Our solids paper pack, again, it's like digital cardstock. You can use it to back items But you can also use it as a standalone background paper if you are in that real creative mood and you think, you know what, I really was looking for paper. Maybe I put in that corner floral cluster, I add in a frame and some of the elements from the little bits, add in a photo, or that is on my designed card and I wanted to use this as its front. Obviously this is a 12 by 12, but you could shrink it to 5.5 by 5.5 if you're using it for a card. And as you can see, Mary Fran it's not just a plain piece of, cardstock like you're thinking, where it's just black. It has this great stitching. It has the beautiful damask in behind it. So these solid background papers are more than just solid background papers. There is so much use for these, but they are the perfectly color matched items. So once again, when you're completing your album, your card, whatever it is, your paper craft for this beautiful baby girl, you are getting the perfectly color matched items, which is so, so important in order to give you that professionally finished look. The alpha finally here is obviously a full alpha with some punctuation and numbers. There's a blank tile in there for you as well. So if you had something in your language with different like accents or the dots over the O's, different things like that. Sorry, I don't know the exact technical term for that. But you do have those options. Maybe there was a little bit of punctuation that you wanted that wasn't included in the kit. You can place on that yourself, or even print out the blank tiles and handwrite on them. Maybe you are a master of calligraphy. Maybe you enjoy working with different types of pens and things like that. You have the blank tile in there so that way, once again, personalizing and customizing this so it's exactly what you wanted. So lastly, before I let you go, I wanted to show you the layout and the card inspirations. So look at how amazing this is. This layout is filled. Like, look at the interest in here. Mary Fran has used so many of the elements that you saw in that collection in order to add in to enhance the photos and to give everything such interest. It is such a big event when you have babies and kids. We want to capture that and we want to celebrate it in such a fashion that it really is given the just due that it deserves, because it is such a big thing in life. But my card, again, I wanted to show you how things turned out. There are so many ways that you can utilize things, and as you see, here we are, welcome home baby girl. As I mentioned to you when this first element came up, I said that this was a cover for doing a full album or a mini album. But here's how I chose to use it in a card. Why can't you use it this way, right? There is so many options. When I talked about using the ribbons to add in some color and texture and design in just some dead areas, this is how I chose to use them. There's 3 ribbons, just simply one on top of the other. That gave me, I love the pink paper in there, but it was just a little plain, so I needed to add a little something. There's how it was used. This band back here that I've done, this is actually just the one piece of paper, and then I put the scalloped borders in behind. I just slid them in, so actually if you saw it, the actual piece of border is in behind here as well, but I just wanted a little bit sticking out there. So again, so many options. This is such a big kit and so beautiful. I hope that you have enjoyed seeing this, and now you have been given so many inspirational ideas that this is the kit that you're going to want to work with and make these albums, the great cards, whether that be for a first month card, you're celebrating the baby's first month, whatever it is. There's so many options and so many things you can do with this. But before you dash off to get this for yourself, please look in the bottom right of the screen. You'll see our Knitwit Collections logo. We want you to give us a click on that so that way you will be subscribed to our YouTube channel and made aware of any time new videos go up. As well, give us a thumbs up, give us a comment. Let us know what your thoughts are on this. Let us know what your design plans are and possibly what you're going to do with this kit, because maybe you have a different papercraft idea. Thanks again for tuning in, and we hope you love this kit and love creating with our beautiful baby girl collection.